How's it going, everyone? It's Juan Romero here from SwitchWatch. Hope you're all enjoying your Easter break. I'm back with another Nintendo Switch game review. This is Katana ZERO. I do apologise, I'm a little bit late to the party. I want to tell you that I really enjoy reviewing indie games on the Nintendo Switch, and the reason being is because every so often you find one of those little gems that takes you completely by surprise. This is one of those games. Let's get into the review and find out why. Katana ZERO is the story of Zero, who is an assassin contracted to kill whoever he is told to. Using the drug Kronos, he is able to both slow down time and perish, coming back from death to correct previous mistakes. It features a real-time conversation mechanic which you are able to interrupt, and while there is no voice acting, this added so much more to getting you engrossed. It helps that the writing is intelligently written, and while the plot is far-reaching, I found myself heavily invested to what would happen next. I've wanted to find out more about this broken world in which the player lives and about this drug Kronos to which he is helplessly addicted. Trying to tell the difference between reality and fiction, which the game conveys so well, was just one of its tiny little mysteries. The little girl that you meet who becomes so attached, who is she? Am I the right person to be looking after someone so small? Are some of the questions I asked while playing. The story twists and turns and you never know where it's going to end up right until the end, and having choices in the responses you give do change some of the outcomes, but I'll leave those for you to figure out. Just to point out, the themes explored here are very adult and there is a lot of swearing in game, so this is certainly a game that's not for kids. In terms of gameplay then, straight off the bat, this is one of those games that I knew within about 5 minutes I was going to enjoy, because everything just feels so tight. Each stage is nice and compact, small enough to fail and not have that dreading feeling of starting all over again. The controls are spot on, and while the game is not overly complex, it gives you just enough to have a lot of fun. This is a 2D scroller, but what I love is each screen is like a mini level, a mini puzzle if you will. You have to figure out the best way to get through each one, killing enemies in the most efficient way and keeping an eye on that timer. With each mistake, you will perish with one hit, so you are vulnerable. However, you're also powerful because one hit from you or most enemies will finish them off with the swipe of your katana sword, spewing the red stuff all over the walls. Each day you are injected with the drug Kronos from some doc who I didn't trust from day one. The drug enables some extra powers like the slowdown of time, the ability to come back from the dead as I said in the story, and then here you can learn from your mistakes and go again. So in the gameplay it has a practical use. A roll makes you invincible for a split second against incoming attacks like bullets or a swipe from an enemy's sword, but this is all about timing. Miss your attack and you will get taken out, but no matter, you get to start again with a quick rewind on the mini level, and next time you'll get further and have learned from those errors. Also important are some of the items you can use within the levels. For example, throwing a projectile will instantly kill an enemy. Sticky bombs are a great strategic tool, and of course throwing a statue at someone is always satisfying. The different mix of enemies will give you certain issues to overcome. Guys with guns, big bulky blokes, and dudes with shields. Each one poses a different threat, and when they're all together in the screen, you need to put that thinking cap on. But there are lots of ways to overcome these levels, which makes the game so good. What I enjoyed about this is the quick thinking and combinations you have to pull together for a satisfactory outcome. Roll, miss that incoming bullet, swipe to take that enemy out. Crap, there's more fire coming in, slow down time so I can roll through and kill that next enemy by chopping him up. With a quick pickup of an item in between, I throw it at that flying robot while looking to get that last slash, a fine swipe of my sword to take out that last enemy on screen. There's lots of situations where you'll find yourself thinking, damn, that was cool, and I managed to take all of those out in what seemed like 5 to 10 seconds. You can deflect enemy fire back at the enemy, which is also great when you get it right. Setting traps with items and using the environments for explosive is always satisfying too. And when you complete the mini level, you'll get a nice little replay which will show you how you've done it, and my only complaint is that there isn't a scoring system at all, which could have added an extra layer of addictiveness. There are a few bosses along the way too, which will pose a nice little challenge, but the game for me had just the right amount of challenge. While it can be quite difficult, it's never too much. It's enjoyable. I never minded trying again and again to attain that perfect clear out. The AI is pretty good too. If they notice you, then this is depicted much like in Metal Gear with an exclamation mark going above the enemy's head. This is your chance, if you're not dead already, to get out of dodge. The greatest achievement is how each level is a treat to play. There's no filler here, just pure enjoyment and a thrilling sense of achievement when you inspect your handiwork and clear each level. Now the audio here is absolutely stellar. Synthwave was composed by Ludowick and Bill Kiley, and my word, what a soundtrack it is, perfectly capturing the style of this game. If you have headphones, then just listen to this. I absolutely loved it, and I think if you're into synth, you will love this too. Sound effects are really good too, from the slash of the katana to the slowdown of time. And in terms of visuals and performance, everybody has their thing, and mine is certainly this type of 80s style. Neon aesthetic is certainly my jam, and I love how the style is brought to life here. The animations certainly caught my eye with how smooth and good looking they are. The environments are really cool, but a lot of it is inside. I would have loved to have seen a little bit more variety, but I'm sure if they make another part 2, maybe the budget may be a little bit bigger and they could do a bit more. I certainly want more, that's for sure. For those of you that are not into violence, then stay clear of this game, as it's not shy from depicting violent scenes, both in cutscenes of the story and in-game, where the red stuff makes an appearance after every slice of that sword. I love it, but it may be a bit too much for some, and defo again, a warning, not for your younger audience. There's been quite a few pixel art games on Switch, and this is of course another, but this has great amounts of detail packed into each character and location, which, as I've said, already looks great. Just wait for that motorbike section. Lighting in this game is also excellent and is something I took the time to notice. Performance was perfect in both handheld and in docked, with no noticeable lag issues. In terms of value then, Katana ZERO is £13.49 on the Switch in the UK, slightly more in dollars in the US. It's, for me, pitched perfectly. I got about 5 hours in total, and while it's not the longest experience in the world, it's pure quality over quantity, and a game I could easily play over again. When you complete the game, you can choose chapters if you enjoyed a certain one and go straight back into that, which is a nice option to have. So in terms of my verdict, ladies and gentlemen, Katana ZERO is worth your time and investment. It's one of those rare gems which was thoroughly enjoyable in every way. It has an enjoyable but violent story, great soundtrack and fantastic visuals, all packaged up with gameplay which is satisfying and addictive. I could not have asked for much more of this indie title, which is why it's fully recommended, and a 9 out of 10 from me. Another fantastic little indie game, one published again from Devolver Digital, so definitely worthy of your consideration. I hope you enjoyed this review, ladies and gentlemen. If you did, hit that thumbs up for us. I really do appreciate that. And if you're a new watcher here, then why not consider subscribing? I'm going to put a selection of videos up in a few moments so you can see the type of videos that we make. For those of you that continue to support our channel, please continue to do so now and in the future by just watching our videos and hopefully enjoying them. We really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. My name is Juan Romero from SwitchWatch, and of course, I'll see you again on the next one. Take care.